I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you going to do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? That's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar, rockets, and spaceships. To beautiful fields in Norway. I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation in the beautiful Norway with my beautiful boyfriend.
I even proposed to my wife in the suit at Machu Picchu in Peru. These days I work with leaders in the space industry to create fun and inspirational content. I've even been invited to different NASA facilities across the country, all for the sake of sharing my excitement with the world.
Hey there, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but NASA is doing some incredible things. This is church for us space nerds.
This is where Gene Kranz was sitting when people first met him.
This is with permission. I still don't know how. I love that I'm standing on something that says urine bags.
This thing's gonna fly like a cat in heat. Whatever that means. That dog's gonna have a sore throat by the end of the day, I'll tell you that. Especially once he tries to explain to his friends that he just saw an astronaut flying majestically through the sky for an hour.
This thing has officially become the bane of my existence.
Everyday Astronaut's mission is to bring space down to Earth for everyday people, to communicate science through humor and imagination, but most importantly, to spark your curiosity, to want to find your place in the cosmos. Join my adventures as I seek to find out why exploring space is important, inspiring, and quite frankly, really, really neat. Show your support by visiting patreon.com/everydayastronaut. Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Good morning, everybody. How are you? We are going to get right into this because I want to build a BFR, which is SpaceX's big Falcon rocket. Oh no, I don't want to get rid of that. Well, looks like we're recovering that. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's build ourselves nice and quick a beautiful and tasty BFR rocket using all stock parts, but maybe some grid fins because they look awesome. How are you guys going? How is it this morning for you? Is your face ready for this? Is my face ready? Yes, my face is ready. We're gonna do this as quick as possible because I want this to be a nice, concise build, fly, land, gorgeous little, you know, just a little fun time for those of us on the internet. Boom, we're just gonna knock this baby out as quick as I can. Kind of like almost a speed build because now I've done this, I don't want to say how many times, a handful of times, so I have an idea of what makes this baby go. And the answer is always, good stuff makes it go. And the good stuff is RP1. No, Methalox. Why do I always stream when you're in school? Because I call your friends and parents and say, hey, what time is Tyler going to be in school? And they tell me, and then I'm like, that's when I'm going to stream. It's all like a weird personal vendetta, actually. I don't know why I do it. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of part clipping here. Just so it doesn't show up in the... I don't want it to like pop out of this. I don't really... There we go. You know what I mean? I just want it to be clean. This way we have enough Delta V to do everything. Falcon Heavy's not taking off on Halloween. Not even close. On Halloween, you're like... you're 2 months off at best. I'm very sorry to say. Have I ever been to space? Nope. And also Kung Fu over in our Discord channel. Of course I'm going to make sure the butt-to-butt works this time. That's going to be our primary concern, is making sure that our butt-to-butt refueling procedure, same as the ITS, is valid and actually able to work. So I also want to make sure we're not going to be... Oops, that looks dumb. I'm gonna... No! Come on, no. No! Let me grab onto this again. Maybe, if it'll let me. Probably won't let me. There we go. Can this go? Ugh. Alright, one click this way, one click that way. Just want to make sure it's not outside of the vehicle. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Tuck it away. Nice and clean! Am I a rocket engineer? Absolutely I am. Of course I am totally a rocket engineer. I got hired by these certain race of people called Kerbals to build them dangerous vehicles that are awful. And that's about the length of my Kerbal, or of my engineering abilities, to make rockets that maybe don't kill everybody. No promises though. Okay, so last time we realized our landing legs were far too weak. We're gonna see, as long as these are strutted. And I think these are strutted by default, right? Yeah. And we're gonna do this too. That's gonna go to the root part because I don't want it to get Jim-jammy. Thanks, Tina. Can you land this on the moon? Absolutely. This thing can land anywhere, just like SpaceX's BFR. Capable of anywhere. Ideally, it'd be really cool if we got the delta V parameters right to make it so like it couldn't make it to the moon without refueling. Or at least make it to the moon and back without refueling. And we might be close. Before I get any further with this, I am going to make sure these landing gear can survive because the other ones couldn't. We're going to overwrite our old file. Our other landing gear were as fragile as they were as fragile as 6 babies touching a panda. Look at that, guys. I think we have landing gear that may actually function. So I'm going to just double check that they'll survive. A little bit of a, you know, do kind of a hover test. We're doing like a Dragonfly or Falcon Dev 1 test here. Oh yeah. Let's come down fairly hard at like 4 or 5 meters per second. There we go, 5. Hey, these landing gear will work great. Let's try a little bit faster. Last time, I was dinking around with this last night because I couldn't sleep because all I cared about was this. Don't do that, guys. Stay in school. Yeah, unfortunately, like I was just breaking landing gear off willy-nilly. And this seems to be much better already. Like that. That was all that was happening regardless. So I wonder if there's a good way to... I wonder if it's because it's clipping through the through that thing, but at least it can handle 5 meters per second. Alright. That looks good to me. Sebastian, good question. Sebastian asks, when I'm going to start my next informative video today. I'm going to live stream this real quick this morning, and then we over in the Discord channel are going to be cranking out some hot facts talking about the feasibility of BFR actually used as a point-to-point transportation system here on Earth. It's going to be crazy. We're going to kind of compare it to... We're going to compare it to the Concorde and to the standard model of airline transportation and talk about some of the challenges, engineering and otherwise. Yeah, it's going to be great. Put my music on iTunes. I will someday. Once I want a nice, concise album. I don't really have an... The songs are all over the place right now. We'll wait until we have, like, you know, something a little more coherent, we'll say. I'm doing this because we need, I learned last night, we really need more thrustability, of course, to be able to pitch up, get that pitch up maneuver to work. Flaps are protruding too much. They are, but look, they aren't clipping into this part. So what I think is going to happen, I'm going to go butt to butt, but I'm going to go wing here, so that the flaps don't interfere with each other, and we should be fine. I agree with you, though. Thank you for the concern. 2 Media! I really appreciate that, 2 Media. You're very generous. Everyone, round of applause for 2 Media. Thank you so much for the Red Bull fund, which I think I told you last night. I ain't doing that stuff no more. I got some classic, I got what's much more important, coffee this morning in the world's biggest SpaceX mug. But thank you very much, 2 Media. Alright, we're going to make sure this baby has all the controls necessary. So actually, my friend that works in Mission Control, my friend who's in Mission Control at Johnson Space Center just texted me this morning, like right before I got on live stream. He must have saw that I was going live and goes, "Hey, you know where BFR came from, right?" And I go, "Well, I thought it was actually a reference to Quake, you know, the BFG, the big gun, big frickin' gun." I assumed that's the first time it had kind of been used at all. And he actually said just now, it's a nod to the Quake gun, yep, and a leadership class of his used it in a presentation at NASA headquarters in 2011. Pretty sure some of his former classmates now work at SpaceX. That's hilarious. So it first saw the light of day at a presentation at NASA in 2011. That's funny. I did not know that. Thank you, David. David actually graduated with me, and he is a literal NASA rock star. Hello from Germany, and John Alice, how you doing? We're going to just make sure this thing has plenty of thrusters this time to be able to do what it needs to do for maneuvering. Because it doesn't have much aerodynamic maneuverability. So we got to make sure it's got plenty of, plenty of maneuverability using thrusters and thrusters alone. So I'm also going to do some of this to make sure we can dock. So those are going to be our, hey, slow down docking ports. Or, I mean, not docking ports, docking thrusters. And these are going to be our, hey, speed up docking thrusters. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want these to be, what am I doing? There we go. But those are going to be sticking out on the side. I don't want it sticking out on the side. Dad. These are just to speed us up. I don't really want them apart. There we go. That looks cool. Alright. It is a lot of thrusters, but this thing's big and heavy. And this is Vanilla's Kerbal Space Program, except for we have, of course, Kerbal Engineering Redux up here, which gives us our readouts. We also are going to be maybe using one other mod called Kerbal Reusability Pack, which is an awesome SpaceX style landing gear and SpaceX style grid fins. We're probably just going to use the grid fins just because they are so freaking cool. I can't get over them. Okay, so we got those action grouped. Now we just need, we're going to do the solar panels real quick. Then we got to get into the part that I hate doing, which I still don't quite have a good way of doing it, and you guys are going to have to help me out again for the 1000th time. I want to make a clean way to get those landing gear going. Yeah, last night we were able to land on the VAB without landing legs because the landing legs were just breaking off no matter what, so we had to bring it down gently on the fuselage. Not preferred. Definitely not preferred. You know, oopsies. Hey, get back in. Where'd you come from? No, I'm scared. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I normally, I gotta action group these to 5 because that's what I used to do. 5, 5, 5. You guys are all 5s. And then we're going to make opening the door 6. Okay. We're going to push this in here. And maybe push it up so it doesn't accidentally run into the engine bay. Okay. We now have our BFR all done. SpaceX will be using landing gear on the ship portion. Build on a single object, then duplicate the parent object. So, in other words, I should build one. Okay, I see what I need to do. I need to build a single docking port like this. Connect it to this node. Make that the parent part. Okay, this is now our parent part. Okay, now we're going to take the entire craft as a subassembly. BFR. Attach me. I have so many different things. As if that's not going to be confusing. And then what we need to do is probably reroute back to the thing. Right? Or do we not need to do this yet? Get rid of this. BFR, attach me. Yes. There we go. That's going to be the cleanest one I've done. And we're going to keep it that way. For some reason, though, I hate how it forgets the radial. Like, it forgets that this thing used to have 4, and now I have to like go through and manually delete landing legs and stuff. I don't know why it does that. Come on. So I definitely don't want... I don't think we need landing legs at the top of the inner stage of the booster. But one thing I always forget is the probe core. So we're going to do that now. We're going to go ahead and keep it with a panel gap here, guys. I am not ashamed of that. I also don't... Crap. Maybe I should have parted it out before. Instead, now I'm deleting parts. Like a madman. Just go ahead and get rid of this. Actually, go ahead and get rid of all of this. Okay, there's our inner stage. What music is playing? This is all original music that I write. And I need to write more of it. I'm sorry I haven't in a while. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I feel like this might be our cleanest one yet. Look at that. Okay, before we get too far, let's make sure it can undock cleanly. I was having problems with that last time. I'm going to tell all these to enable staging. Okay, so all but 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those 4. For now, we're actually going to drag it down into here. And just see if we can make sure we can take off and have a clean separation. Then we might as well try and land it real quick and make sure we can do that before we get any further. That panel gap is annoying, but I want to make sure we can dock. Hey! Type 40, thank you so much. Guys, I love that this became the Red Bull fund. I have only drank Red Bull like once in my life, and it was the other night when I stayed up for 15 hours after the thing. 16 hours after the ITS announcement. Other than that, I do not drink Red Bull. But thank you very much. It'll go towards coffee and maybe till lunch this afternoon. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's just give this little test. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hip, hip. Clean, nothing breaking. Nothing breaking. Get these landing gear out here. Just gonna go ahead and point this like this. Let's try it again. At least the landing gear doesn't break. We actually have resilient landing gear. I'm going to try and get that. Oh yeah, I'm still pointing radio. I was like, what is going on? This thing controls horribly. Okay. Here we go. And this thing's full of fuel too, so that's a good thing. That means we actually might be able to control this thing. No, we want to go down, not up. We definitely want to go down. We have a lot of... This thing controls really well, actually, with all these thrusters now. Engine gimbal going nuts. There we go. Okay, we can land this thing. We can land this thing. Okay, I like it. And as is tradition, we better do our victory cartwheel. It's a little heavier and slower than I'm used to. Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright. We have a clean and very tasty upper stage with the right amount of delta V to do what it needs to do in the world, and hopefully enough ability to dock. That's okay. Those landing gears sticking out a little bit, but I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. Okay. So hopefully we have enough control with this one, as opposed to the last time I didn't quite have enough control. But what I would like to do, I would love it if there's more aerodynamic control surfaces without ruining the aesthetic of it. I don't really know how I could do that. Maybe I could clip one of these into the wings or something. This might be dumb, because I can't have it go in there. That's what was happening last time. We were having some major issues with that kind of stuff. Gosh, I would love some more control surfaces on the aft end of this thing. Maybe just like a small elevator, and we'll just clip it into the wing. I like that idea. Oh, that's a big... Don't they make smaller ones? I'll show you smaller ones. That's huge. This is probably just as long, isn't it? Maybe I'll just double up on this one. Why not? And we're just going to clip this in. Just so we have a little extra. Oh, the only thing that stinks about this is I'm going to have to make sure and click on both of those now. When we need to control it. Red Bull gives you wings. I think this should be enough. Oh no, this stream just started. Actually, we had a 10-minute lead up, so we're 20 minutes into this build. So you have not missed much. We're trying to do it concisely so that people can basically watch the build portion in one shot. And I know this is going to be out of proportion, so don't scream at me, Dad. But this is what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be the booster stage. It's gonna be a little longer than normal. But we definitely just need the extra delta V to be able to even consider a landing. We're going to gimbal these down a little bit. Okay, now we got to make sure these are actually in the right group. This guy, these guys. This is in real life. This is the one that won't have legs. I'm tempted to put legs on it because we're not going to be landing ourselves back on launch clamps anytime soon. I might do that. I know it's not very BFR, but we're not necessarily trying to build a replica BFR. We're more just trying to like illustrate, you know, how it works. We're just gonna tuck those in there. Beautiful. And then, oh, this is very tall. And there we go, 2,600 meters per second. That's fantastic because we're gonna need a lot of that to help recover this stage. Otherwise, she's not gonna be recoverable. A little bit of battery power. We have Kung Fu Fat Bear asking what payload we're going to use. I think we're going to stick a fuel tank up in the cargo bay actually as a test bed for maybe like a satellite launch. All right, here's the question: do we break stockability? Rebuild here, Zach. Do we want to do? I can add these beautiful things, but they aren't stock. These wonderful grid fins. I'm really tempted to, but I'm also tempted not to. You know what? Screw it. We're going stock, so that people can easily replicate this themselves. Notice that these are pointing backwards. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to, yeah. Root part on this one. This one's gonna go heaviest part. That'll make it nice and strong. So what we're gonna have to do is, before launch, disable them, and we're gonna have to do a very slow gravity turn because they are going to have some. They're gonna want to flip that thing around real quick. But then that's how we're gonna be able to steer ourselves back home. Launch clamps. And let's get our payload in here. Lastly, let's get a payload in here. Alright. We'll just do this. This will be our dummy payload. Okay. Make sure this is the... Okay. Oh, one last thing. We're going to make sure that we can turn off some of these engines and just land on the center engine just because that will look cool. We'll make that 8. Remind me when I'm like, what action group is it? And you guys will be like 8, and by that time we'll be 15 seconds later. And I'll have screamed at my screen a lot. I don't like stock air brakes because, yeah, they can't roll and they can't really pitch. That's a great question. You can't super chat using PayPal? I have no, to be honest, I just learned about super chat like when I first streamed on YouTube like 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea, to be honest. I appreciate that you'd like to super chat, but I don't have anything to tell you, unfortunately. So we're gonna go ahead and pin these babies so that we can get access to them later. Now this is what I was worried about. I have 2 of them in here. This is going to be a nightmare. All right, and I'm sorry to say, but I think it is that time where it's getting hot outside, and I need to turn on my air conditioner in my office because it's just too hot, so I apologize. This is a fresh stream, Addison. We're trying to do a nice clean run here so that we don't have, so we can post this and it just makes sense to people. Alright, here we go, guys. The initial launch of BFR version 3, slightly refined. Are you guys ready for this? I am going to shy away from gravity turning soon. We can easily get up into orbit. We want to bring this first stage back. We don't want to get it too far away. It's going to not... And also, we don't want to be turning with all these aerodynamic control surfaces. The second we start turning, we're going to run into some major issues. So, alright, guys. You ready? You can use action groups to lock control surfaces? I did not know that. Okay, we're gonna do that right now. I did not know that was a thing. Well, we don't have 9mm 9 meter parts in Kerbal Space Program, so you're absolutely right. It is thin and tall. It's also a little bit too tall. So if I toggle deploy, what's that mean? I thought, where's lock control surfaces? I did not forget probe core. I actually remembered it this time. We have it in both. Stock air brakes really don't work well to steer. People think they do, they don't. But if you guys want me, they do look cleaner. Okay, we're doing air brakes. We're doing air brakes. Mostly just because I want it to look clean. I'm going to do 6 though. That looks much cleaner, doesn't it? And I am going to action group these so that we can deploy them. With an action group. I want to be able to actually like not have to hold down B. Although I think if you just click B, it'll... Oopsies, not toggle. Extend, retract. Okay. Oh, the air brakes don't steer when deployed. I did not realize that. We're not missing RCS. We got plenty. All right. I wish there was an action group to be able to invert control surfaces, but you can't. And that's an utter shame. Alright, you guys ready for this? I think I am. Introducing the BFR version 3. Slimmer than it should be. Much slimmer than it should be, with only 5 engines instead of 31. How's this gonna work out? What are you guys' predictions? Let's just say, if I land the first stage, and if I land the second stage, will you all actually pee your pants, send me pictures, and be like, I peed my pants? You don't have to do that, that's weird. Alright, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, hip hip! And look at that. Oh, baby. I think we're going to have a decent amount of delta V this time in this first stage. Hopefully enough to actually attempt a landing. We haven't even had enough to attempt landings previously. By the time we scrubbed off our horizontal velocity, we were out of fuel. Why did I use the Raptors? Because they're the closest analog to a high specific impulse, high thrust to weight ratio engine in Kerbal Space Program. And large gimbal ability. I would love to have 31 engines clustered around there, but I wish that they had like a small scale Raptor, like a Raptor engine that was similar specific impulse, similar thrust to weight ratio, that we could cluster and make like 31 of them on the bottom in Kerbal, but they don't. And remember, guys, I am not going to be doing a gravity turn at the normal time, because we're worried about getting this thing. Honestly, if we really want to reuse both stages, we got to get both of these babies up above the Kármán line. That's the easiest way to be able to catch them and ensure that both of them have enough time. So we'll see. So this is a slower gravity turn than you normally do in Kerbal Space Program. Just like the first stage of the Falcon 9, when it's doing a return to launch site, it does not gravity turn very early. As a matter of fact, it does not go very far out over the ocean at all. So it's similar to this profile. It's crazy. So we're kind of trying to follow something similar like that. Also, this way we don't have as much aerodynamic forces on these wings and on this upper stage. I'm going to go ahead and give us a quick save right here before we stage it. So I'm going to give myself... Oh no. 400 meters per second left over in the upper stage. It barely will reach. Okay, we're gonna make sure we're gonna give this thing a good amount of coast time. A minute 40, 142. We want to just launch it up there and then switch to the other vehicle real quick. Get its gravity turn out of the way, or its boost back burn out of the way, because we want to do that ASAP. Otherwise, we are wasting precious time. Surface, surface, surface. Oh, we have a decent amount of delta V in this thing this time. Just enough. We got to make it over land. That's all we got to do. I'm not trying to be super cool and land back at Kennedy Space or Kerbal Space Center. Okay, that should do it. Quick save. We'll try and catch that in a second, but we actually have to switch back to this. Oh no. We have to get this thing a little bit further into orbit, or else we won't be able to catch it in time. Switch to... Oh, it's because I'm in the atmosphere still. Crap. Hopefully this thing makes it out of the atmosphere. Oh no, it won't. And I have to do this. Otherwise I think the main spaceship's going to crash. I'm going to be out of delta V. Dang it. Alright, well, I hate that they don't let you switch an atmosphere. Dang it. I messed up. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I want to try to do this properly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch. I'm going to get that boost back burn and then try to switch right back to the spaceship immediately while they're both still in the atmosphere. We're gonna make this happen because I've done this before where you catch it and do both of them in one shot. So I don't know what FMRS mod is, but I'm trying to do this stock too. Remember, flight management recovery system. Well, we're gonna do it without that because I don't want to stop and mod this real quick. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. 3. Let's try to line this up with some music, shall we? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be a second before... It's going to be a long time before this song hits. 3, 2, 1, hip hip. So I'm actually... We have a lot of delta V in that upper stage. And what's going to happen is I'm going to really just let this thing go very vertical. So we don't have to scrub off as much horizontal velocity. So, remind me. I always thought it was like... You can't change to a craft that is in the atmosphere. Is it that you can't change out of a craft while you're in the atmosphere? If you guys could help me out. Thank you very much, YGR3KU. What's a trajectory mod? That is Kerbal Engineering Redux. Most people, me included... I almost don't consider Kerbal Engineer. I don't consider that a mod because it's quite frankly almost necessary to play the game. Why do I say hip hip? Some things you'll never know, me included. So you have to be within physical distance 2.5. But then say if both vehicles are out of the atmosphere, I can definitely switch to them. Yesterday I was able to pop back into the one while it was in the atmosphere. So as long as if the vehicle you're in must be out of the atmosphere in order to switch into the one that is in the atmosphere, I think. Like I said, we are doing a very slow, very inefficient gravity turn. But luckily our upper stage has a lot of delta V, so it will be able to make up for it. There we go. We applied a lot more into our vertical velocity this time. 400. We're going to quick save here. So we can hopefully catch that if we need to. Oh, there we go. This has 2 minutes to catch. Alright, we are going to go ahead and flip this baby right around. Right round, baby. Right round. That should get us back over land. That'll be fine. Okay, now we got to switch back to this. Make sure this baby is continuing on into space as promised. Okay. Like I said, the main thing right now, I want to just be able to catch this thing, so I am going to make sure that we're staying far, far, far away, and we are going to have to catch this baby at apoapsis, basically. So we're going to make sure our time to apoapsis on this ship is very high, and then be able to catch this in time. So we're going to need more than like 2 or 3 minutes, I think. Still going up. Okay. Still has quite a bit of... Okay. We'll have a minute here. There we go. 2 minutes. How much time do you think we need? 3 minutes? I don't know, but we need as much of it as we can. Absolutely as much of it as humanly possible. Okay, this is still going up. That's great. Three minutes. There we go. The more the better. I mean, I just really want to make sure we have plenty of time to catch this. 4 minutes. 4.5. We're almost in orbit with this baby anyway. 5. Okay, we are just fine. It's quick save. Why is it locked up on me? Stop. Quick save. Catch this. We have plenty of time to catch it, so I'm not too worried about, guys. I'm worried about it. Uh-oh. We don't have a lot of Delta V in this stage, though. That makes me a little nervous. This is going to have to be a fairly smooth landing. Also, we are a ways beyond. We wasted a little bit of extra Delta V. I'm going to cancel out that velocity. Might as well. I don't want to land on people's houses in and or around the Orlando area. I mostly don't want to land over on these mountains anywhere. Yikes. Okay, you can start falling a little faster here, bud. I do want to save as much Delta V as I can for the landing. Nope, you don't save Delta V by letting Kerbal rotate underneath you per se, because we had the velocity. This is one of those things that people don't quite take into account with Kerbal or with launches. Is you have the Delta V already taken into account as you launch. So if you put more horizontal velocity eastwards, you will stay eastwards and fall east of your launch site. You can't really let Kerbal, if you go east, you can't just let Kerbal fall underneath you. You do have to cancel out that velocity. Alright, now we just see if we have what it takes to land this baby. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go like this so we have a little more wiggle room. Actually, you know what? We're doing a 1-engine landing burn here for sure. See, I don't like that we can't really steer with these things very much with the air brakes, but they do a good job of slowing us down at least, which will make this landing a lot easier. Oh, I just realized I was looking at the wrong thing. Good thing we have extra engines. Oh, baby. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Crap. Well, that happened. We're pretty short on Delta V anyway, but I do want to try that one more time. I think we can do better. Alright, so we did that, and then we have this baby just floating around up here. We could circularize, you're right. Alright. We're just going to give... I don't really... We can land this thing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to waste any of that extra delta V, canceling out any of the velocity. We're going to land near the mountains. Screw it. We're going to say that's where our landing pad was. We don't have much delta V to play around with right now at all. So we are going to have to use all of this to our advantage. Also, I realized, man, oh man, I better lower the amount of gimbaling that these things are doing. It was getting a little Willy Wonka on me. And nobody wants Willy Wonka. Especially not Steve. I don't know who Steve is. Come on. Come on. Give me that center engine. Give me that center engine. There we go. Okay, we are going to do a suicide burn with all of the engines instead of just with the one. I'm going to go ahead and quick save it right here so we don't have to redo this part every time. And gear out. Okay, whoops. Oh, wrong button. I didn't mean to click that button. Come on. Come on. Literally hit the wrong button at the very last second. Mashed potato mashed it. Potato fingers. Crap. Alright, luckily our quick save's right here near the end. Thanks, Paul Lucas. This is my own music. Landing gear. No, 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 no! No! CRS-6! No! No! We can do this. We can do this easy. Alright. We do got it. We have to keep that for sure. 3, 2, 1. Suicide burn. Major suicide burn without landing legs. Okay, nope. Bad. Too late on that. I'm a dum-dum. Well. Well, we landed. One more try. Yeah, dude. John, that's actually one of my biggest fears. I would love to raise a big stink to YouTube if they try to flag my music for content ID, and I'd be like, not around here. Oh yeah, like a cloud in the sky. No! SpaceX. It took a few tries for SpaceX too, guys. Use larger landing legs. Well, we're trying to do this all stock, I decided, for whatever reason. So, we aren't going to use larger landing legs. 2, 1. Major suicide burn. World's worst suicide burn. A little bit of backwards ability. Whoops. Oh no. Oh no. Worse than ever. Worse than ever. SpaceX didn't use all stock. Awesome, Thomas. Congrats on the good exam. Glad it went well. Alright, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, suicide burn. Too much horizontal velocity again! No! This is so frustrating because I'm making buttery smooth touchdowns. I'm just not sticking them. This vehicle can carry 0 Kerbals. This is not any Kerbal-y vehicle. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, suicide burn. Oh my gosh, no landing gear. Backwards. What am I doing? Wrong button. Jeez. This is only getting worse. This is only getting worse for us. Oh, good landing song though, right? This is the landing song, right? That's what we meant to do. I needed the landing song. That's all. That's all we needed. Okay. No! No! Why? We're doing this. We are doing this. Hey, thank you so much, SpaceX Now. That's awesome. That really means a lot. Thank you very much. I want to give SpaceX Now a round of applause and a clap, 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 and a thank you very much. It is too tall for these little landing legs, but that's not going to stop us, folks. We don't treat those that are too tall unfairly just because they're too tall. If you have tall friends, you don't make them not your friends just because they're tall. Oh, no! 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 That might have been my best one. Yeah, the ground is uneven. Oh, we are... Alright. A few more tries. I do really want this thing standing. I don't know why, it doesn't matter. But I just really want everything to be standing. Dang it. That was worse than ever. I don't want to see it blow up. Don't make me watch. Christopher, we can't actually use just radial control because we still have horizontal velocity that we have to scrub out. That's our biggest issue right now. I have not forgotten about... Gabriel, thank you so much. Now let me land this thing for you, Gabriel. Worse than ever. Oh, man. Oh, thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate it. Alright, we'll try just sticking to radial out and canceling and just hoping we don't have too much horizontal velocity. 3, 2, 1, suicide burn. Oh man, landing gear. That was about the best one yet. I will give it to you. More RCS thrusters. You're right. You're right. Okay. I just want to land BFR once. Is that too much to ask? It definitely does need bigger landing gear. I'm not gonna lie. We are coming in spicy on this one. No! I hate this. This is so... Oh... Of course I've landed on the runway. Of course. We've even landed on the last night we landed on the vehicle assembly building. I'm definitely going to edit it just to the one landing so it's perfect when I do post this. I'll be like, see? No problem. Come on. Come on! Are you kidding me? Why? Oh, you're right. It might just be we're on too big of a hill. We might just be on too big of a hill. You're right. You guys are right. Okay, we're gonna just work on landing and circularizing and doing all that stuff with our ship, which hopefully it's out here somewhere. And we're gonna land this, and then we're going to work on maybe trying to do a rendezvous. And I think if we land back at Kerbal Space Center, I just scrubbed off too much velocity. It gave it too much velocity on our boost back burn. We ended up overshooting Kerbal Space Center. Interesting. We only have 628 meters per second of delta V left over. I was not paying any attention. Oh, we do have to... I know. Also, we have to get rid of our payload. So let's go out here to Apoapsis. We'll deliver our payload. First, we'll circularize a bit. And then we should have enough delta V by the time we ditch our payload. Let's get these babies going. Because, yeah, girl. Circularize. Get this thing into something of an orbit. Then we'll deliver that payload. I should take a screenshot of this because this is pretty much that shot from SpaceX's thing. Hang on, real quick before I forget, I'm going to do that right now. What is it? F3 or something? No, F2. There we go. And a screenshot. Alrighty, back to this. Oh, I should do it when I'm deploying the payload. That's what they have their like screenshot as. Alright, good enough. A 200 by 250, or 250 by 320, good enough. I don't care. We just want to make sure we deliver this thing. I want that SpaceX. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a quick save right here. And we're going to deliver this payload now. Back up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now we have a cool screenshot for later. Alright. Let's get this baby. Let's do this. So now we have 613 meters per second. I am very nervous about that. I am basically crapping my pants. We're going to have to do a lot of aero braking, and we're going to have to do it early. I'm totally going to be guessing here. First off, let's not waste a bunch of our precious delta V just by spinning around. We got reaction wheels for that. Okay, I don't know if this iteration will have enough delta V to do what we wanted it to do. Okay, 100. We're gonna really have to get this down to like it's right over Kerbal Space Center. That's interesting. 20 or so. I'm totally guessing here. We're gonna quick save right here. Oops, I should have done an alternate quick save in case we burned off too much. Alright. Yep, get your pitchforks ready, folks. This is a Macintosh. I just like to be difficult for gamers and game with a Mac. I used to build PCs. I've built 3 PCs, I think, before when I would do video editing and stuff. Let's get those solar panels in, shall we? But now I don't. Okay, 150 on this guy. I'm gonna pin that. And then we want this other guy, 150. Pin that. Okay. Yeah, once we're done and figuring out all the challenges, then we'll send all this over to SpaceX. We'll be like, here, we did the studies for you. Obviously, you guys need to use this for all your, you know, demonstrations. They'll know that we did the work for them, and we'll tell them what's wrong with their design, and we'll help them improve. That's a joke. I'm sure they get letters. Actually, I know for a fact people will stand outside of SpaceX with, like, people will stand out there with, like, signs like, Elon, I have an idea, for weeks. And then he's not going to pull over for a guy that's has no life to camp out for 2 weeks and be like, oh, let me hear all about your free energy machine, sir. In the same way, we are not going to go to SpaceX and say, hey, we did some tests in Kerbal Space Program. Let me tell you how you can improve your BFR. At least not anytime soon. Let's see how we're doing with this. Is our periapsis lowering a little bit? Thank you from Turkey. And John Ellis, hey, who says they don't use KSP to... Mads, I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't need to. We do have Super Chat in here, which I know nothing about, but that is not necessary. While I have you all here, though, I should remind you, while we're doing this spicy re-entry, I am giving away, speaking of re-entries, pieces of Space Shuttle Discovery. This is a flown piece of Space Shuttle Discovery. I have four more of them to give away, this one and 3 more included, to my Patreon members. So if you are a Patreon member, you already have your name in a hat, a proverbial hat, because I'm using an Excel spreadsheet. And the more, so people that donate $1 get basically $1 in the hat for this. Also, I signed the back of this guy here too, is a little thank you and signature. But what happens then is if you're a $1 a month Patreon supporter, you get basically a 1 chance in the hat. Oh, we're gonna fall short. We're gonna fall very, very, very short. Let's try to extend our glide range as much as humanly possible right now. $10 you get 10 chances. So if you're already a Patreon supporter, congrats. You have a chance to win. Yeah, you have a chance to win a piece of flown Space Shuttle Discovery with my signature on it and a copy of the checkout actually from NASA, which is pretty sweet. I will ship it internationally, absolutely. So what's going to happen is Patreon does give you a spreadsheet. You can download the XFX, whatchamacallit, files, and then I've tried 2 different things, so I still got to find one that works better. For some reason, the ones I was using to use a weighted system, so we can actually do that. We're gonna fall short here, guys. Dang it. I was nervous about. Shoot, I scrubbed off too much. That surprises me. Yes, once we get once we get the ship done, then we will absolutely make it available for download. Thanks, Toby. I really appreciate that. I really do. Sad music to match. Yeah, this is probably the saddest song I've written. By the way, those beeps and the beep in the background is actually Sputnik. If you hear the constant, I wrote the song to the tempo of the beeps of Sputnik. That bong in the background, that is Sputnik. So that's why this song is called Sputnik. And then it's written in the same key as Sputnik's beeps. Well, we're going to test our landing procedure anyway. So one of the big things is we had to keep our velocity up. We can't scrub off too much velocity. We're going to try and do a soft splashdown this time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a relaunch from the ground and try to get one clean flight so that we can, so that can be the one we post and we're like, see, we did it on our first try, right? Right? Right, guys? Yeah. Okay. Gear out. This is sad. I feel sad right now. Our beautiful first BFR spaceship coming in for an unsurvivable splashdown. Let's get those thrusters ready. For some reason, this feels like Interstellar to me. Is anyone else crying right now? I am. I want to do this the flip procedure as late as possible. Although, wait, maybe I don't. Maybe I want to do it now. Reverse the authority. Oh no, we just want to go butt first. Hey, this is about right. Suicide burn. 3, 2, 1. Oh, well. There we go, guys. It's the best we can do for now. Oh. Am I going to be live streaming for the next 23 years? Of course. Well, guys, I'm going to take a quick coffee refill and a toilet break, if you will. And we're going to come back. We're going to do a clean launch. We're going to get one clean run out of this thing, landing them both back at Kennedy Space Center. That's the goal. We're going to make this happen. So I'll be right back. Stick around. This will be great. I promise it'll be worth it. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you going to do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? That's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar,
Rockets and spaceships.
to beautiful fields in Norway. I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation in the beautiful Norway with my beautiful boyfriend.
I even proposed to my wife in the suit at Machu Picchu in Peru. These days I work with leaders in the space industry to create fun and inspirational content. I've even been invited to different NASA facilities across the country, all for the sake of sharing my excitement with the world.
Hey there, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but NASA is doing some incredible... This is church for us space nerds.
This is where Gene Kranz was sitting when people first met up.
This is with permission. I still don't know how. I love that I'm standing on something that says urine bags.
This thing's gonna fly like a cat in heat. Whatever that means. That dog's gonna have a sore throat by the end of the day, I'll tell you that. Especially once he tries to explain to his friends that he just saw an astronaut flying majestically through the sky for an hour.
This thing has officially become the bane of my existence.
Everyday Astronaut's mission is to bring space down to Earth for everyday people, to communicate science through humor and imagination, but most importantly, to spark your curiosity, to want to find your place in the cosmos. Join my adventures as I seek to find out why exploring space is important, inspiring, and quite frankly, really, really neat. Show your support by visiting patreon.com/everydayastronaut.
All right, we are back and we are loading up a fresh slate BFR, and here it is on the launch pad. What a beautiful beast. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I apologize that took me a little longer. I had to respond to a few questions in my personal life. 3, 2, 1, hip hip, go! Sorry, I wanted to lead up a little more than that, but it just worked out so well with the music. I'm freshly stocked up on red vines. I don't know, red vines is my eatery of choice lately. I'm stocked up on coffee. We're gonna do this. This is happening this time, guys. Don't worry. The first part, all you really missed was the build. We did a fresh build so we can stick this thing on the internet. And we want a clean launch. And this is our clean launch that's going to go online. Right, guys? We're going to land this baby. Both things back at Kerbal Space Center. I always say Kennedy. Why wouldn't I say Kennedy? Right, guys? Right. You're programming Carrot. Like I said, we are very much so going to be not doing much of a gravity turn in this thing. And that's okay. This is much slower and weaker than normal gravity turn. But we want to get as much... We really want to worry about altitude, mostly for Kerbal Space Program, so that we can get both of these vehicles out of the atmosphere and do some switchery with them. So this was not the most efficient way to do it. Two media, thank you. Oh, you are too generous. I really appreciate that. Oh, I gotta pay attention here. Okay, we want to flip this baby around right away. Scrub out as much delta V as we can. The horizontal velocity, that is. I'm gonna do a quick save right here. I have no idea how much to give it. 250 left over. Is that enough? That might be about right. That might be about right. Meanwhile, back to this thing. Okay. Just so we have plenty of time to catch this, though, we are going to make sure... Keep the nose pointed up more than you normally would. What is SpaceX launching from on... Where is SpaceX launching from? I think they're launching first off on Saturday, I believe, isn't it? Saturday the 7th from Kennedy Space Center, and then Monday, I think, from Vandenberg, if that's... I think that's correct. I hope I can live stream it, guys. I'm going to try. I have... a house party. We do a yearly house party, my wife and I do here. So we're going to be preparing for that and entertaining guests and things on Saturday. So I'll try to live stream. I can't promise anything, though, for the launch. I really want to because I have a ton of fun doing those. Alright. And this thing is probably still... It is falling now. Okay, I gotta catch it here in a second. Meanwhile, this thing is going... I gotta catch it right now. Yeah, 2 launches, 2 different pads. I don't have much delta V again, do I? And I'm too far... Let's see where this thing lands. Luckily, I quick saved. Okay, so we're going to come down still way too far west. So we actually did too much of a boost back burn again. So luckily, the quick save was just before that, so we can really hone this in. We'll go down to like, so we have 300 meters per second left over. That's what I'm going to pay attention to. What did we have last time? Let's just now see where we think this thing's going to end up at. And this is, if someone was asking earlier about letting Kerbal rotate underneath, it looks like that, but realistically, notice that even if you go straight up and down in Kerbal, it still makes an arc because it takes into account the velocity that Kerbal injects you with, basically. So it just gets confusing when you look at the game. In real life, yes, Kerbal is now moving underneath us, but we still had to cancel out our velocity. So one thing you can do, you're right, you can point up a little bit more than you normally would, but it's not quite like Kerbal's just freely rotating underneath you and you're just standing there not moving anymore. We really got to get this Apoapsis out there. We got to give ourselves some time. Still moving up. Okay, that's good. 2 minutes. 2 minutes is probably fine, to be honest. Alright, and we're falling down now. We better probably switch. We got 3 minutes to catch it, that's plenty. Switch. Okay. Now we're going to see where we end up at. This should be... So this was with exactly 300 meters per second left over. We are coming in right on top of Kerbal Space Center this time, guys. I think. Let's see where we land. Oh yeah, this is feeling good. This is feeling real good. Hopefully we're not going to be short. I just want to land on land. I don't want to splash down. And I think we're going to do just exactly landing on land. I'm going to do a real quick... I'm just going to hold the brakes on. I'm going to do an alternate quick save. This would be BFR KSC landing 1. Okay. There we go, guys. Perfect. Oh yeah, this is going to be about right. Thanks, Emma. Oh, we might still have given ourselves just a little bit too much westward velocity, but this should be fine. We're also going to lower the gimbal amount on this guy. How much delta V did we have last time when we were trying to land? Why is the runway blown up? Alright. 3, 2, 1. Or 3, 2, 1. Suicide burn. And 0 velocity. Crap. Hey, but look at that. Does this count? Does this count? SAS is off. What do you guys think? What do you think? That had the crush core landing written all over it. Well, I said SAS. Maybe I said SOS. I didn't mean to. Alright, Count's got it. Let's do one more because we have a nice, easy, clean re-entry here. This is very, very doable. BFR KSC landing 1. We're going to do this, guys. We're absolutely going to do this. Wait, did it remember my gimbal on the middle engine? No, it did not. Okay. Okay, watch that suicide burn. It slows down so much in that upper atmosphere. Or in that lower atmosphere, I mean the denser atmosphere. Okay, here we go. Suicide burn, pay attention. And 3, 2, 1. Crap. I don't quite know if we have enough delta V to do this without just a perfect suicide burn, which is going to be almost impossible. Oopsies. All right. At least we're doing better. I just don't know if we saved ourselves enough delta V, to be honest. Short of a perfect, absolutely perfectly timed suicide burn with all 5 engines running, which maybe we'll just try and do that. Maybe we'll just try and do like a literal suicide burn, 0 velocity, done. Why not? And maybe a 1 engine at the very, very, very last second, kind of like the SES, the GTO missions. They actually land that way, basically. They burn all 3, and at the very last second, they turn off the 2 outer engines. So we'll do something like that here. 3, 2, 1, 0. No! That was pretty clean. But again, that is terrifying and also fantastic. Oh. Here's what I'm thinking. We're still good. What do you think? What do you guys think? I guess if we can recover it in one piece, they can replace the landing gear. No problem. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for coming in. All right, let's not even recover this. Let's make sure we can get our ship. Let's worry about that part. Is that this guy? Okay. That's true. The BFG doesn't actually have, or BFR doesn't actually have landing legs. So we're just trying to replicate that. We're pretending that the landing legs, were part of the launch structure. That's totally normal. So I did forget to do this. Shutdown engine. Okay, here we go. We're going to circularize at 100. Oh, wait. We'll circularize here first, just to put ourselves into orbit and just to throw out that payload. Okay, good enough. Good enough. We want to have plenty of reserves this time. 5 and 6. You know what? I want to do a prettier screen cap even than our last one, where we have the sun flaring in the background. This is gonna be gorgeous. Get the photographer in me going. You guys know that I have spent my career. I mean, I'm a recovering professional photographer, and I've transitioned into everyday astronautism, being a genuine fake astronaut on the internet, and science and public speaking and communication. But before that, I was a professional photographer, yeah, so we got to use those skills here to really hone in on a gorgeous shot. Although I'm really bad at taking good screen caps in the Kerbal Space Program. I don't know why. Okay, get out of there. Hello? Are you shy? What's your deal? I said, get out of there. Okay, we're gonna have to wiggle our mouth a little bit. Wah! Come on. There we go. Now back to our screen cap. No, no. What is it? What? I literally forgot what screen capture is. What is it? F4, Shift F4, Alt Shift F4. What am I doing? There we go. Whatever. We missed it. We missed it. I'm terrible. See, I told you I'm not a good Kerbal photographer. Now you guys know. And I'm embarrassed. I can't go home. Oh wait. All right, so let's get a nice clean landing in back at Kennedy Space Center. Let's do a quick save here. We have a lot more Delta V this time than last time. Let's do begin our landing burn. Not our landing burn, but our re-entry burn. So I'm going to do something like 20... From where we're at... Oh, I never know how to do this. We might actually have to do something like this. We're just going to try this. BFR ship landing 1. Ship landing 1. Quick save. Alright. Let's land this thing. I may have given it a little bit too much spice. Let's close up shop here. And this. Okay, there we go. I have no idea if this is about right. Roberto, we started fresh, dude. I sleep. We've only been at this for an hour and a half. Yeah, I am not one of those, absolutely not one of those all-night streamers. That ain't me. I sleep. And I got to get to writing our script for our next video. So I'm only going to do the stream just long enough that I can get the clean thing and the clean run and post it and then get to scripting. That's what we're doing. Clean runs. We can do whatever we want with this thing, but we aren't going. We're really. This is just our first run. In future streams, we'll take it to the moon. We'll take it to Minus. We'll take it to Duna. We're gonna do everything SpaceX does once we get a system that works. Our next time that we do for sure will be eventually. We really got to get our refuel in. That'll be our next stream. Will be a refuel run where we load one of these babies up full of fuel in orbit. We do the butt-to-butt docking procedure, which I'm really hoping works out. That's perfect. This thing really actually functions better than I thought it would, guys. I have to say, this is a surprisingly decent ship. And if those of you that watched a while ago, I did a video called Can SpaceX Recover Its Second Stage? And we talked about the margins and the fact that you will need an entire redesign of the vehicle in order to make it reusable. This is what we're talking about. This is an entirely different upper stage than anything SpaceX is flying today. If they were to stick a small version of this on, say, a Falcon 9, there just would not be margins left over to recover both this and the first stage. Laser, we're just trying to kind of keep it similar to, of course, like using nerves or poodles they would not fit in there. We're trying to make it look kind of like the ITS, or I mean the BFR ship. But the other thing is, we do only have one of these engines, and in real life they have two. But kind of for the sake of making it kind of realistic, we aren't going to make it again. Unless this somehow extends our glide range a lot. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of adjustment here. Dang it. Very short. Okay, let's get back. Thank you. Cesare? Thank you. BFR ship landing 1. No problem, Pose. Thank you. Yep. Rocket booster and winged orbiter, exactly. So, okay, so we ended last time a little bit short, so we are just going to use RCS here to raise this up a little bit, so I don't have to do like a total flip around. Say like, I have no idea, we're just going to try like that. We should have plenty of delta V left over, so I'm not too worried about it. Close up shop and speed up. Okay. We're also not gonna try to bleed off too much speed in the upper atmosphere like we were last time. We're gonna keep it relatively flat. Pin these guys. And by relatively flat, I mean like this. We had it pitched up quite a bit, and that does bleed off a lot of speed. I should add trajectories mod. You're right. I've had a lot of people telling me that. Hey, thanks, Travis. Just so you guys know, those that are not familiar with my work, I'm not much of a streamer. Streaming is not really, I'm not as, you know, some people are like streamers. I come here from Instagram. Not here from Instagram, but the whole Everyday Astronaut project started on Instagram. I bought a used Russian high-altitude flight suit online as a joke. Do you guys actually want to know what really sparked my love and what really was the true reason Everyday Astronaut started? So I actually owned the spacesuit from November like 20th, and I need to have a big 1-year or 4-year party once. 2013, November 2013, I bought the spacesuit. It actually sat around my house for the most part until about April. Mid-April 2014. It really did almost nothing. And then, one day, Tim Dodd gets a phone call to shoot a SpaceX rocket launch. CRS-3 down at Kennedy Space Center. It was actually an Iowa company wanted me to shoot their products, which they're a manufacturer for NASA. They build part movers, basically. They wanted me to go down with them and shoot a launch and shoot their company visiting. So they got it all set up. And then I'm like, you know, I'm not going to be happy unless I get press credentials, right? I'm going to be down there. I've been a member of the press before. So the first people I reach out to is Spaceflight Now, and I say, hey, here's what I've shot before. Can I shoot for you guys? And they go, yep. So next thing you knew, I was shooting for Spaceflight Now, and I was shooting a Falcon 9, and I barely knew anything about SpaceX. And I watched that. I went to that launch. I went to Kennedy Space Center, walked around with my head down. I was almost crying going to Kennedy Space Center in a bad way because it genuinely felt almost like a memorial of things that had been done in the space realm. You know, it's almost like, look at all the cool stuff we used to do. And you see the Saturn V, you see the space shuttle, you see all these awesome things, and then you're like, so what are we doing now? This is 2014, keep in mind. What are we doing now? What's next? You know, I'm all excited. I knew kind of the answer to these things. But, you know, you look around and you're like, oh, yeah, we don't really have, we're going to Mars in like 40 years, you know, not 40 years, 15, 20 years. Eventually we're going to have crew program. But they really had like no plans. And it was really sad. And I literally was like, just left being like, man, this sucks. Like, we're not doing anything in space anymore. And what happened is I went out to the launch pad, saw the Falcon 9 on the launch pad. This was the first rocket to ever have landing legs. CRS-3 was the first orbital class rocket to have extendable landing legs. I saw that on the pad, and I went from the museum being sad that we were no longer doing cool things to sitting there and going, finally, a 21st century rocket. finally, someone's trying to push the envelope and do something cool. And like, I didn't really know that much about SpaceX at the time. I didn't know that much about Elon Musk, really. I just remember feeling really sad that we weren't doing cool things in space anymore. And so, I'm going to really pitch up here. We got to bleed off some more velocity. We actually may have gotten too far this time. And so, I was standing there on the pad looking at these landing legs, and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And you know what's crazy? The people I was with were laughing at it, going, landing legs on a rocket? What a waste of time and money. These guys are idiots. Elon needs to take his little rocket company and go home. This is stupid. And literally, people that I was with, the press, were literally mocking it. Isn't that hilarious? I was stoked. Right from the get-go, I was 100% on board. Like, yes, 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 now we're talking. Yes, you know. So I went home, back to Iowa, where there's nothing rockets related at all. And I had my spacesuit. And I took a few pictures down at Kennedy Space Center with the spacesuit, and people that weren't into space thought these pictures were hilarious. You know, my parents, like my friends that have no space love, just thought those pictures were really funny. And I was like, oh, people like this. You know, like random people like me taking funny pictures of like everyday life in the spacesuit. And so I got home and I had nothing to take pictures with. So I was like, all right, I'm going to use this, you know. And that's how Everyday Astronaut got started. Is I was just at home by myself, no space things involved anywhere, back in Iowa. And yeah, I just used that as inspiration to make stupid pictures. And that's how it started on Instagram. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, go through the feed. It's pretty ridiculous. I think I've probably done almost everything you can imagine doing in a spacesuit, including traveling around the world with it. And here we are. What do I think of Blue Origin? Dude, Blue Origin is awesome. I'm super stoked about them. I'm a total pro space guy. I'm still a huge fan of SLS, even though I don't think it's at all the best use of our money, to be honest. But I'm still a fan of it. I mean, if I can see that baby fly, that'd be great. Look at this, guys. We didn't bleed off enough energy this time. Dang it. This is not what I had in mind. Come on. Come on. Oh, this might be crazy enough to work. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Let's fire up this engine real quick. Maybe not. Maybe we don't even need to. Oh my gosh. Gamer Xbox, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, look at this. This worked out perfect. Okay, we are going to do a quick save right here because this might actually be our chance. I didn't think we were going to stop at all. Yeah, that's how Everyday Astronaut started. And now we're here doing this while in between scripting videos. I did not think this was going to work out, guys. We are coming in hot and spicy, and I love it. We better do our flip maneuver, huh? Oh, don't stall out on me now. You are flipping. Come on. Come on. Engine first. Engine first. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Get some composure. Imagine looking out your window at work and just seeing a spaceship land right next to where you work. Because that's what's happening. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. No. I'm making a mess. We can do this so easy. We got this. Oh. We can do this. I'm going to do that flip pretty early. We're going to try and get this more on top of the VAB because that would be amazing. Get a full flip in here. Now we are going to have to toggle these and get them to be negative. At least one of them. Alright, this will be good enough. Oh, except that other elevator is probably really screwing with us. Crap. Okay, I gotta gimbal, turn down the gimbal. Do I get 100% of the super chat, or does YouTube? I think YouTube takes some. To be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know much about YouTube. I'm pretty new to YouTube, guys. I'm also gonna go ahead and get this stuff ready. Actually, wait. I want to go this way a little more first, so we can maybe land on the VAB with any luck. Let's go negative with this now. Those elevators are basically just canceling each other out. Oh, look at this. It might be on the runway. This could be beautiful. It could also not be. We'll find out. No! No! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No! 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 Are you serious? Oh, that was frustrating. Are you kidding me? Oh. We have enough Delta V. I'm not going to be so aggressive with that this time. We're going to get one clean one to post and act like we did it in one run, right, guys? Right? We did this totally on our first try, of course. Activate this other one. Come on. Okay, get these out of here. Flip these around. Hey, this is looking good. This is looking good. I'm fighting the SAS crap. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Let's just do this quick. We have 77 meters per second of Delta V left over. We're using it. No! No! We can get this for sure. Oh. Oh. Sully made it to the Hudson on the first try. Well, I'm no Captain Sully, I'll tell you that. We're getting this, though. I liked the way that one was feeling. That one was feeling good. I really should just be quick saving after we get that flip done. Like this. Oh no. This is worse than ever. Come on, you piece of cabbage. Should I quick save here? I'm going to do an alt quick save. BFR ship landing 2. This would be like our last second one. Uh-oh. May have braked too late. Just barely right in the... Alright, that was a bad quick save point. We can do this. We got this. I'm gonna do that flip a little bit earlier though. Like right now. I forgot to change the gimbal of the engine. That's gonna probably screw me up. I'm gonna do another quick save. Oh my gosh, suicide burn. We're gonna have to go. This is scary. BFR landing, ship landing 3. We have like everything set up. Save and get ready to suicide burn right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lower, lower, lower. I should have gone radial out. Should have gone radial out. Ugh! Okay. We got this though. We got this. We got this. BFR ship landing 3, is that what it was? Okay. We just have to remember to basically suicide burn right away. Do this. Was that too late already? Wow. That was too late. Let's see if... I just gotta hit the engine right away on that. It's still hilarious 20 times later. I agree. I'm entertained still. This is always a fun challenge. Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh, is that beautiful? Is that beautiful or what? Oh baby! Oh, we better get a screenshot of that with the flag. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh! I somehow cool screenshot. Cool screenshot, Mark. Oh, that's beautiful. That makes me so happy. Oh, even better screenshot. Too bad Everyday Astronaut's reversed. Oh, this makes me so happy. First try. Hashtag first try. Woo! Yes. Never missed once. Our first try. Easy. No problem. How about this for a picture, guys? Look at this. Oh, yeah. Get a little more compression on that lens so we get... Oh, that makes me so proud. I feel like this is... Thank you, guys. I think this is going to be my stream now. This is it. Because I gotta start scripting this video. I got other things to do today. I'm really happy that we actually landed both the first and the second stage. We did what we set out to do. Not as smoothly or as cleanly as I would have liked, but... That's great. That's great. Now can we get to Duna with cargo? Absolutely. We'll be able to once we finish this up. That'll be our next stream. We'll work on refueling 2 of them and trying to land 2 of them. But I think we have a system that works. I feel good. I feel really good. Yeah, we have a system that works. We'll work on refueling. We'll do a moon mission. We'll do a Duna mission. This is just BFR part 1. Building and testing and landing. Boom! And then part 2 will be docking and butt-to-butt docking. Then part 3 will be moon landing. Part 4 will be Duna. Boom, we got this, guys. You want the download? We can do the download. Surely I will stay. Will I super chat and chill? I'll stick around for a few more minutes. Let me make this a clean cut for when I cut it up and put it on YouTube. I'll just do a little quick outro, and then I'll stick around for a minute, guys. Oh, Gamer Xbots! Dude, thank you. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that, Gamer Xbots bot. That is amazing, but thank you so much. Jesus. Thank you. Thank you very much, kind stranger. That is far too generous. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So here's our clean outro, and then we'll stick around and talk, especially to Gamer Xbot. He can ask me whatever he wants. All right. Well, it looks like a BFR is achievable, and actually using all stock parts, we were able to recover the first and second stage. First stage, we got a little work to do, but I'm feeling really, really good about this. Make sure and subscribe so you know when we do the rendezvous, the butt-to-butt docking, when we do a moon mission and when we do a Duna mission using our new BFR system. I will have the link to download this craft file in the description below. And make sure and join us. If you're a Patreon supporter, join us in our Discord channel and chat with us and help me script as I work on my new videos. Make sure and check out my web store, everydayastronaut.com, where you can find shirts, hats, mugs, prints, lots of other fun stuff. Yeah, that does it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Okay, I'm back. That was just for the video. Okay, guys. Thank you again so much to Gamer Xbot. That means the world to me. I'm not actually going to leave quite yet. I'm going to hang out for just a minute before I get to scripting today. We're going to do this, though. Check this out. Hey! Whoa. What? Just a bit of my face? Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, too. We don't need this to be recorded. I'm going to fix this. You guys are going to see some weird stuff on your screen. We're doing it live. Good enough. Oh, I get a new camera today, guys. Again, I talked about this in another stream. Again, thanks to my Patreon supporters and people like Gamer Xbot that it's helping me. That's helping me pay for this kind of stuff. I have a new camera coming, so this will no longer look like garbage. It should be a lot better. And maybe soon I'll finish my live stream of building the Lego Space Shuttle. Saturn V, Lego Saturn V. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up, guys. I'm really excited. I'm really excited you guys are joining me. I know that sounds stupid, and I know probably a lot of streamers say that kind of stuff. But it's been... I decided about this time last year, literally September, October last year, was when I decided I'm no longer going to do professional photography. Officially, like I put it down. I stopped saying yes to weddings, which was my primary source of income. I stopped... I literally just said, I'm going to commit. As soon as I'm done with editing my last wedding of 2016, I'm going to start streaming. I'm going to start producing videos. I'm going to start really hitting the ground running and see what happens. I'll talk about it more on my Discord channel later about some of the things, some of the opportunities we're working on, like have been working on since February. I can't talk about them quite yet, but we have really exciting things going on, and I'm so stoked. I'm really, really, really thankful, though, that you guys are coming around, because when I first was doing this, I was streaming on Twitch initially. I was streaming for like 8 people lots of times, and having you guys around is incredible. This is so encouraging. I went from like not sure, literally a month ago, 1 month ago today, probably at the beginning of September, I remember sitting there going, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if I can, if I may have wasted an entire year of my life because I'm not getting not that much traction on my YouTube videos. If I'm live streaming, there's not that much happening, and here you guys are. This means a lot. Yes, my phone holder is an astronaut. This means so much to see you guys here hanging out, and the videos on YouTube, the actual videos that we script and work really hard on. I'm really excited to see those are doing better and better every day. It really, really means a lot. I know I'm sorry if I'm saying and sounding very gushy right now, but it's flooring me. I have a new amount of energy. I literally last night 10:30 I was so excited for everything happening that I couldn't even sleep. I went for a run, and then I was still way too wide awake, so I streamed last night. Like, I'm really excited about this stuff. So I really appreciate you guys coming around. This is great. How many years will... Okay, Gamer Xbot, here we go. You absolutely... Can you watch you climb into your spacesuit? Maybe someday. Maybe someday that'll be a celebration we do, which is called Watch Tim Put On Ugly Spacesuit and Helmet. Gamer Xbot. I really appreciate all your support. So how many years will it take SpaceX to build that BFR? Here's what I know, and here's what we know externally and internally. They have a lot of work to do. The fact that they're focusing solely on the two biggest challenges they face are these new Methalox engines. Using the Raptor engines, they have to scale up and produce a capable methane-powered engine. And that's something that Blue Origin's been chasing for a while with, I would assume, a decent amount of success, because Blue Origin's super tight-lipped, but clearly they're making progress. That thing is huge. The BE4 is a massive engine. It is like really, really, really big, much larger physically than a Merlin. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily that much harder, because they're both facing the same challenges of producing a Methalox engine. So that's going to be the hardest thing that SpaceX has to work on, is probably the Methalox engine and getting that system up and running and smooth and reliable. You know, so far they've only ran an engine up to 100 seconds. They're still only at 200 atmospheres internally, 200 bar for their chamber pressure. They need to get that up to 200, 250, 300. But they can do it. They did it with the Merlin engine. The Merlin engine used to be a little tiny little piggy that barely had any performance, and they've eked more than twice the amount of performance out of the initial test versions. Actually, I think they've eked more than 2 times out of it compared to even Falcon 1. They have just squeezed so much thrust out of the Merlin 1, and it's an insanely reliable engine. I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Raptor. They're just slowly scaling it up, pushing the limits, seeing what's happening, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then the next thing they need to work on, and they are working on, which is really encouraging to see, is they're working on those carbon fiber cryogenic tanks. Those two things typically don't get along too well. Carbon fiber, cryogenics. Those two things historically have been a nightmare, even for SpaceX. You know, they've had massive failures, unfortunately, with like the Amos 6 explosion, September 1st, 2016. We've gone more than had a solid year without that. And they learned that extreme cryogenics can get inside the weaves of carbon fiber and break it apart. They learned something that no one else had dealt with. So now they're having to deal with that on a scale of the size of the entire spaceship is going to be made out of this stuff, and experiencing cryogenic, potentially cryogenic failures again. So this is, hey, thank you, Francisco. So this is what they're working on. This is the challenges they are facing. If they can scale that up and get that to work, I have faith that they can actually get this thing going, and we'll actually start seeing hardware in 2-3 years. I think by 2020, there's a good chance they will show us, all of a sudden Elon Musk will Instagram, hey, check this out, and it'll be a completed upper stage, ready for the first test flight. But they have a lot of subscale stuff to work on. They have a lot of testing with the tanks, testing with all this stuff. They need to make sure and validate all of that stuff before they actually commit to building their first ship. Can you imagine if they, did that and you know, like, hadn't quite tested everything and built a full ship, and then they realized, oh wait, we can't even actually use this. This does not work. So they have to do a lot of subscale testing, a lot of, you know, engineering prowess to basically ensure that things like their tanks and their overall structure is sound. And then they'll build it. And I'm really excited for that. So, yeah, this is going to be very exciting. I think we're all looking forward to what SpaceX does. And guys, don't forget, I love SpaceX. SpaceX is, first and foremost, they are my favorite company, Tesla next. But that aside, let's not forget to cheer for the entire space industry, guys. We are, as space fans, as space enthusiasts, we need to make sure we're not us against them. That's an old school logic, guys. That's so 20th century, okay? It's not us versus them. It is humanity. We are. That's what's so great about space. Space is all of humans getting off of the one planet that we share and exploring the cosmos together. So when we talk about things like Blue Origin, SpaceX, NASA, let's not pit them against each other. Let's see how can we work together. How can we encourage them? How can we, as the general public, get people excited, get our friends excited, and encourage each other? And through competition, exactly, boom, we're going to become a multi-planetary species, and I am super stoked for that. I know it sounds far-fetched, but it is absolutely real. It is absolutely going to happen, and I am so unbelievably stoked. We are living in that generation. We are living in that time, and we are going to make this happen. So get ready, guys. SpaceX is going to be making some incredible stuff. Blue Origin is building some incredible stuff. New Glenn is going to be amazing. I will be at New Glenn's launch as long as it's public, which, I mean, it will be at Kennedy Space Center, so it will be public. But if I can be a member of the press for that, which we'll find out, they don't really deal with the press yet, I will be there with 6 pad cameras taking those pictures. I can't wait. I will absolutely make that happen if I can. So other than that, I'm really excited. So I'm glad that you guys are excited. I'm excited, if you can't tell. That's why I've literally dedicated my entire career now to getting other people excited. I'm trying to get people as excited as I am. This stuff keeps me up at night. This is what I'm passionate about. I want you guys to be passionate about it too. It is all very exciting. Your first Discord post ever from 2 Media. Hey, 2 Media in the Discord channel. Thank you for saying hi in Discord. Too late again. Yeah, we are kind of wrapping up, but you know, I'm glad you guys came here. I'm glad that we landed our BFR. So I think that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really do have to get going. Yeah, we got to get working on this new video. So do pay attention. I might live stream when I totally get done with my script. Last time I did live stream it, it was like 1 in the morning or 4 in the morning where I was actually. I live streamed my script and read it out loud, and then people helped me edit it. That was great. That was fantastic. I will do that again because I got a lot of good feedback. So I'll maybe do that again. So pay attention. If you see me with a live stream that says scripting, come in and help. Give me some feedback. Let me read it out loud, and you guys can tell me what's up. So my uploading the stream for late people. Yes, we got a good clean run here. I'll pop over to Kerbal real quick so you can see it again. We got a good clean run with our BFR. We landed both the ship and the first stage successfully back near Kennedy's Kerbal Space Center. I'm going to upload this today. I will go ahead and actually do that right now and get it up. Or I might just cut in YouTube. I've never really tried cutting in YouTube, but I'm going to try and do that. So yeah, thank you guys again so much. You guys have been amazing. I love that you guys are coming around, that we are getting an audience growing. Thank you guys so much for everything. We'll see you again very soon. I promise. I will be back up here to do all the things that we have talked about. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people.
I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you gonna do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? And that's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar,
Rockets and spaceships.
to beautiful fields in Norway.
I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation in the beautiful Norway with my beautiful boyfriend.
I even proposed to my wife in the suit at Machu Picchu in Peru. These days I work with leaders in the space industry to create fun and inspirational content. I've even been invited to different NASA facilities across the country, all for the sake of sharing my excitement with the world.
Hey there, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but NASA is doing some incredible...
This is church for us space nerds. This is where Gene Kranz was sitting when people first went up.
This is with permission. I still don't know how. I love that I'm standing on something that says urine bags.
This thing's gonna fly like a cat in heat. Whatever that means. That dog's gonna have a sore throat by the end of the day, I'll tell you that. Especially once he tries to explain to his friends that he just saw an astronaut flying majestically through the sky for an hour.
This thing has officially become the bane of my existence.
Everyday Astronaut's mission is to bring space down to Earth for everyday people, to communicate science through humor and imagination, but most importantly, to spark your curiosity, to want to find your place in the cosmos. Join my adventures as I seek to find out why exploring space is important, inspiring, and quite frankly, really, really neat. Show your support by visiting patreon.com/everydayastronaut.